Hypnotize Me with Taye Diggs. It's a brand new game show on Fox. My name is Mark Powlett. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. Now, this show's already been on in the UK called You're Back in the Room. We've had 2 seasons. It's also been in Australia with Keith Barry, the same guy doing the hypnotist role. So I have to say quickly, spoiler alert. If you don't want to know some secrets, some backstage secrets of how stage hypnosis works, then please don't carry on watching because I'm going to tell you. Okay, so you're still here. Now, we've had already in the UK 2 seasons, 2 years of You're Back in the Room, which is what the show's called in the UK, as well as it being in Australia. So we've had plenty of time to take a look at how it works. I've also spoken to quite a few stage hypnotists. Now, I would say, I'm certainly not saying that stage hypnotists can't hypnotise people, but what I am saying is, do they really need to hypnotise you in order for you to participate? And here's some of the reasons why, with some explanations and some clips of me talking about it. Lots of people saying, oh, is it fake? Are they actors? Are they stooges? Well, they're not actors, they're not stooges, but they are people who've been chosen very specifically. They've had up to 3 auditions. They're not just plucked out of the audience on the nights. They want to make sure this is a big production, that there's lots of people watching, of course, and that the people taking part are doing a really good job. So, are they hypnotised or are they not? Keith Barry's brilliant, isn't he? He's really entertaining and he's obviously very capable of hypnotising people. He's also a mentalist and a magician. So remember, everything might not be quite as you see. Why wouldn't the people play along? Sometimes people accuse stage hypnotists of paying people. Well, these people can win money and have a little bit of fame. So of course they're going to play along. You can't remember anything that happens when you're hypnotised. Well, at the end of the show, we always see them say, oh, do you know what? I can't even remember what happened. And I've seen that countless times. And the reality is you do remember everything. When you're hypnotised, you're just in a state of calm and relaxation. And that depends how deeply you want to be allowing yourself to relax. You can't make anyone do anything they don't want to do. These people are playing along because they want to play along. And you do remember everything. But when you've had Keith Barry in front of you, in front of the audience, say, when you open your eyes, you won't be able to remember anything that happened. Are you going to say, well, yeah, I can remember? Or are you going to kind of agree? But what happens on stage? What is hypnosis on stage? You've probably seen it, where somebody gets tapped on the back of their head and told to sleep. And that's what they do. And why do they do that? Exactly for the same reason as you're probably thinking. Because they've seen it. Because there's a thing basically called compliance. If somebody asks you to do that, then you're going to do it. Now, of course, on television, even more so. When you're on a stage, what do you want? You want people who will perform, people who will do exactly what you want them to do. And that's what they were looking for. So let's face it, the chance to be on television, the chance to do some silly things and also say, well, it wasn't my fault, I was hypnotised, and the chance to win money kind of stops you from being perhaps as relaxed as you would be. When you see people on stage and there's hypnosis, and often with a stage hypnosis show, they will get lots of people up and then they'll do some what are called convincers, where they'll try some things, maybe getting people's hands stuck together or something like that. And then what they're looking for is not the people that are most relaxed. The most hypnotizable ones really are probably the ones that are relaxed, but they're just like this. And that would be pretty boring. So they're looking for the ones that will do as they're told. So, as an example, here's something that a lot of stage hypnotists have done in the past. Now, I'm not saying that they all do this, but I know for a fact that certain stage hypnotists have talked about this. They'll have people on stage, and if they think someone's likely to play along, they generally do this with a man, because men are more likely to be susceptible to this. They'll take their microphone away from themselves and they'll just whisper in the guy's ear, whilst they supposedly are putting them in a trance, they'll say, if you play along, I'll give you 50 quid at the end. All of a sudden, the chap thinks, fantastic, he'll play along. He'll be Elvis Presley dancing with a broom or whatever. And then at the end, just before he wakes everybody up, the hypnotist will say, and to you, before you wake up, when you wake up, you'll be absolutely convinced that I offered you £50 to play along. And however much your friends tell you that's not the case, you'll say, no, he really, really did say that, until you're even not sure about it yourself. And of course, what he's done is he's shown the audience then, in front of everybody, who didn't see him offer the £50, that the guy's going to go back and he's going to say, no, he did offer me £50. His friends are going to go, that's not true. We saw it, but of course they didn't see everything. Stage hypnosis is fantastic. It's very entertaining if that's what you want, but it's not really quite the same thing. I saw Paul McKenna years and years ago when he was doing his stage hypnosis before he moved on to becoming kind of a wellness guru. And again, he was very entertaining. So don't get me wrong, Keith Barry's brilliant. He's very entertaining, but he's a mentalist and a magician. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you know when a magician saws a lady in half? Not really sawn in half. Don't believe everything you see. You don't need to fight over the programme. Clinical hypnotherapists and hypnotherapist stage hypnotists have almost gone to war over this. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? As long as you're learning about the fact that maybe this is entertainment, then that's good enough for me. So like I say, I'm not saying you can't hypnotise people, because a lot of times stage hypnotists say, well, I do that. Well, of course you'd say that. That's okay. I did say spoiler alert. But I know of at least one hypnotist whose job it is to do a stage show, and he says actually he's not a hypnotist because he does everything, all the things that you would see, but he admits that no one needs to be hypnotised. If you get up on that stage, you're going to play along. Anyway, enjoy the show. Let me know what you think. Give me some comments. I'd love to hear what you think about it. And also feel free to subscribe. There's loads more videos as well, and lots more stuff for you to watch. Thanks for watching.